Oh, it's these bananas again.
How could you sell weapons to the servants of the enemy? Do you understand how much President Cone has done to liberate us from the Lord of the Forest? Hey, calm down, everyone. I'm just doing business here, not politics. I completely agree with President Cone's commitment to freedom for all plants. I just sell weapons. I can't control who wants to buy it or who they want to use it on.
What? What did the Lord of the Forest do?
Are you kidding? Have you been living under a rock? The Lord of the Forest is a hypocritical tyrant. She talks about maintaining the ecosystem, but tramples on us plants. Under her rule and grand vision, we had no choice but to become feed for the animals.
That's terrible. She probably just hasn't realized how much the plants have developed mentally. She could be too busy. There were definitely jobs that were delegated. You know, there weren't many plants that could talk back then. If she had known that they would evolve into their own civil society.
Hey, keep your voice down with that kind of sympathizer talk. Do you want to end up like those spinning durians? Times are changing. The stubborn durians would not adapt. Oh, they suffered the consequence all right.
Really?
Speaking of, what plant are you again? Wait a minute. Shit, it's the necromancer zombie. Get away, scram!
Don't worry. He still needs your weapons.
You sure this zombie's safe? I don't want to be on the crosshairs of that necromancer. Everyone's so sensitive these days, say the wrong thing and...
He's like a food processor that minces everything standing in his way. But if you don't attack him, he probably won't attack you.
Okay. Just remember the news spreads quickly. Lots of folks saw the Lord of the Forest dive headfirst into that deadly mass of bloody meat. My theory is the necromancer must have released the meat monsters bring down the Lord of the Forest. What do you think, zombie? A lot of parties have been eyeing that throne. That annoying lickspittle must be on the run right now. Huh.
Then, what should the Lord of the Forest do to calm their anger?
You're asking me? To be honest, I've never been dissatisfied with the Lord. Yeah, plants were sacrificed, but plants were also allowed to eat animals. I don't care as long as I'm not the one being sacrificed. Huh. As for the Cone faction, they just want to topple the ruler. They actually have no idea how to run this place. Cone said has some truth to it, but I'm sure the Lord of the Forest isn't just some comically evil tyrant, right?
Right.
Everyone thinks you're doing the right thing? What does right and wrong mean in this chaotic world? All I can say is the good times have gone, gotta roll with the punches now.
No. I was careless and let all this happen under my watch. I'll find a way to right all the wrongs I've committed.
Huh? You'll right all the what now?
Nothing. I'm drunk.
Okay. So she straight up had no idea they even were sentient. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, how many decades have passed? Or hundreds of years?
Okay.
Interesting music. Now it isn't about, but just the plucking.
Yeah, the...
Yep, well there it is. Ouch. Ooh, secret. Ah, broccoli!
Oh, I thought for a second it had a bandana on.
It does.
Oh, sorry, not a bandana, a blindfold.
Ah.
Oh boy.
That is an interesting trope that I've seen before. The blind archer. You always go, what? How is that possible?
Got the watermelon juice. Oh, I see. Huh. Because he got bapped, he, like, dropped his dynamite thing.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Oh boy.
Whenever I see broccoli, I think of opera.
What?
It's because of the...
Veggie Tales?
No. So, we sing. There was the We Sing train, and the train would stop at various locales, and the kids would have to solve the various problems. You know, it's one of those classic heroes adventures, except you're going around an odd, whimsical world. But they stopped at the farm, and there was
Ram broccoli.
What?
That's what it's called.
Ram broccoli?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Rambo with broccoli? That's funny. But yeah, there was a garden patch with singing vegetables. And broccoli was the opera singer. Beet was... I think he was supposed to be jazz? And then... What was potato? All I know is carrot was country. And the odd thing is they could only sing their name and a short melody or refrain. But when they all sang together, it ended up becoming an interesting ensemble. You see, I swear potato sounded like he was operatic as well. But yeah, giving faces and voices and such to plants, it's interesting. I think it must derive from, you know, ancient tree spirits or something. But
I think
it's
humans
odd.
just like to anthropomorphize everything, even though
Yeah,
anthro is not the right term.
But that is because
No, anthro means animal. I think, or maybe not.
no, like
Anthropomorphic just means applying human traits.
Because the thing is, it's you say andro for man. Yeah, to make like a human. Anthropomorphize.
Dead.
Oh no! But the odd thing about making fruits and vegetables into their own entities is that aren't they akin to just wombs for hundreds of children? Because they're not the parent plant. A fruit or a vegetable has dozens of seeds inside them.
Yeah.
They're really just a vessel to transport or, you know, get consumed by an animal and then have the animal transport all of the seeds. So I wouldn't think fruits and vegetables would be appropriate for putting faces onto, because they're not even the plant itself. They're just vessels to store offspring. It's kind of creepy if you think about it.
Okay. I'm going back to my usual tricks.
Yep, every single kernel would be a baby. And don't even ask about banana seeds. Didn't humans breed banana seeds out of bananas? Pretty much.
Yeah.
The
Right.
original banana plants, I think they were mostly seed and very little fruit.
I think there is honestly some concern that
Someday people won't be able to create offshoots of various fruits and vegetables because they've made them seedless.
yeah, that to some degree there's, I think, fears that if a genetic disorder or a disease goes through the banana population, will straight up
There'll be no
that'll
more
be
bananas.
it for bananas. God, I look horrifying.
also similar to how with corn used to be very, very small. But then the cobs and the kernels got so much larger.
That is better.
There's a fungus ravaging bananas now. Oh no.
At least with the fungus, you can kind of sequester, I believe, certain bananas into an isolated area and start over, but it does mean you're going to have mad banana shortages.
Well, there was also a shortage with, say, vanilla.
Ow.
I know that vanilla was, because of a terrible tsunami season or storms around Madagascar, that was an issue too. Oh. We've already lost 5 varieties of bananas. I wouldn't be surprised. Then again, biodiversity and the loss of it, it's a huge topic when it comes to environmental conservation, because I actually did a paper on it back in high school. But when people say that another extinction is occurring, it's in part because of, I mean, I would say to a great extent, it's because of human activity.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
But
like,
because previous
we are in trouble if we don't actually do anything.
Yeah,
and we've been perfectly content to not do jack shit for ages.
Yeah, because previous extinctions were due to, say, the asteroid impact, making, you know, dust fly into the air and everything get incredibly cold, which killed off the dinosaurs and allowed for small mammals to thrive, and that's why mammals inherited the earth. But, you know, then you have the Ice Age, and unfortunately that meant larger creatures again got... Essentially, planet Earth was saying, hey, animals, don't get too large. We can't sustain you. You have to be small. Stay closer to the equator. Maybe burrow into the ground and hibernate. But yeah, humans are responsible for the current loss of biodiversity. So many amphibians, for instance, they rely on clean water, and humans, unfortunately, have been polluting quite a number of waterways. Also, temperature fluctuations. Temperature fluctuations heavily impact, say, where birds migrate, where algae blooms form, whether or not coral thrives, and you get die-off with coral. Insects. Yeah, where insects are able to thrive. Insects, of course, now with warmer temperatures, they're starting to spread to areas where they wouldn't have normally been present before, but it means they also eat anything and everything else. And the problem with animals being displaced is they're starting to work their way into... There's a hierarchy of, like, where animals... What an animal's role is in, say, a food chain or an ecosystem. They each have a niche, a place that they inhabit that makes a closed circle or cycle of nutrition traveling from plants to herbivores to other animals and such. And, you know, everything eats... there's a balance, but that balance has been disrupted because as animals are dying off and as other animals are starting to travel to new zones or regions, you're getting instances where the balance has been broken because, say, there are predators that have been removed. Suddenly herbivores are thriving and they don't have predators to keep their populations in check. Or perhaps there are too few herbivores and predators are starting to starve and die off or having to travel elsewhere, and then they're preying upon things they normally wouldn't have preyed upon. It just goes on. And, well, looks like wait, does she have a sock puppet?
Yep.
And this is supposed to be Grill? IQ of 10,000? Simmer's Puppet Show! I'm Grill. I don't want to be a ruler, but I want to make all the rules as the Lord of the Forest. I like dressing up, so I turn myself into a big monster. Smelly zombie, you You can't pick these flowers. We have to protect them. No picking. Ah! The plants hate me now. Kill them all for me, zombie. Just do it. Good job, zombie. You can eat Simmer's food, but let me cook for you. I talk all the time. I make all the rules. I'm actually Little Miss Double Standards. What? No, I'm not. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. I knew I could bait you out of hiding, stalker. You're the one who got baited. I knew he'd eventually lead me to you. Wow, what a galaxy brain move. If only the Lord of the Forest had half your brain power, she would never have been overthrown by her own plants. Enough's enough, Simmer. I already got too much on my plate to deal with. I'm gonna ask you, in all seriousness, to stop trying to activate the Stargates. Oh, okay, sure thing. I declare the Stargate project to be postponed for eternity. Huh? What? Look, you're always like this. You want to boss me around, but when I actually listen, you're suddenly all suspicious. The Stargate on the surface was completely sabotaged from the inside. I knew it wasn't you because if you were the one to sabotage it, with your IQ, you'd probably just pull the plug and call it a day. I've also been thinking about what you said. What if it opens to a dark emptiness the dark emptiness of space? More importantly, I don't know a thing about how the Stargates down in the lowest levels. I haven't been there since before my death. So I won't be doing anything rash. Not before I collect more information and confirm the Stargate will work as expected. What do you plan to do? We never finished exploring the ruins of the government complex, right? That's because they're sealed with protective magic. Even spirits like us won't be able to enter. Oh, please. With my trusty apprentice, busting through those seals will be a piece of cake. All right. It was good talking to you. I'm going to do more research and map out those facilities. My apprentice? Just show Grill around and help me laugh at her great accomplishments. She may have a personality problem and an anger management problem, but her knowledge of magical cooking is equal to mine. Try to see the world from different perspectives. Everything that happens here will be an important part of your experience. See you later. Am I really Little Miss Double Standards? For you, new town?
Yep. Game isn't terribly long. Holding a fully drawn bow for over a second makes the arrow fly straight, penetrate through enemies, and bounce off surfaces. Dang. Spear flurry.
Barbecued corn. Pineapple pizza, a forbidden dish that fractures the soul. Ooh. Oh, it's not forbidden. That's our favorite. One of our favorite pizza toppings. Yes, that's right. That's right, guys. We like pineapple on pizza. Yeah, where was I? Oh yeah. So on top of pollution and steadily rising temperatures and such, humans have been destroying swaths and swaths of forest and converting a ton of grasslands and other arable land into just farms, immense farms. To the point where they're finding that what was the statistic that we read in that, or that we saw in that one documentary about how the majority of bird mass on planet Earth is actually accounted because of chickens. Chickens account for about 80% of all bird mass. That's just, it's grotesque. And who knows what it is for cows? Which begs the question, are there more cows on the planet than people? Probably. There'd have to be, right?
Probably. I actually don't know that one.
But in short, humans are spending way too much time and effort making the land... It's not sustainable. Making the land serve their purposes and the purposes of raising animals for consumption, as opposed to keeping the balance that is required in order for wildlife and so many functions of our ecosystem to maintain themselves. I mean, we're already starting to see a ton of fish die off. Fish might not even... Haven't they said that there might not even be fish in the oceans in a number of decades? It's startling. Wait, globally it's a cow for every 7 people? Okay. Not quite as bad as I thought, but still.
I guess a lot of people can't afford beef.
Well, the other thing too is, one cow could probably have... I don't know how many cuts of meat you can get out of a cow. But all the what's really detrimental about eating a lot of that beef, I should say. I was about to say cow meat. Cow muscle fibers. Is just that the land, the crops, and the water required to sustain that animal long enough for it to eventually become steaks and hamburgers and the like. All of that water would have been more efficiently used to grow vegetable crops, and that would have fed so many more people. I think they're saying that to a third of the land of the United States would have to be converted into grasslands for cows to feed them for the entire, to feed the entire world with just cow meat. Not just solely. But, or was that just, would that have to be the amount of the United States dedicated to producing crops for cows?
I totally forget. There's better thing. Whoa, what the?
I'll have to read up on it again. But the land required is staggering.
Okay, that was weird. Ow. Ow. Okay.
Ooh. Fighting the chili peppers. Yeah. Yeah, one...
Oh, those are the guavas. That's what it is.
Oh. Yeah, one interesting thing about this pandemic is that we've cut down our meat consumption by, I would say, about 80%?
Yeah.
90%?
Tremendously. Mainly just because our meat was rotting.
Not just that. We would order it, and they would either give us
like an old
near
product?
expired packages or drippy ones. And why would you want to subject yourself to that? So, as an alternative, we have been, eating a lot more vegetables, but then also having Beyond and Impossible meat, which has actually been really tasty. And Impossible, almost indistinguishable from ground beef.
I think it was today actually made fajitas, and I was just like, I honestly forgot this isn't just meat. Ooh.
Ah.
Mark gun. Alright, we're good. What else do we got here? Magical stun gun. Hold to charge, fully charged, stuns enemies. Scythe summons, inflict more damage. Mana for a fireball. Medium wide range, 55 per shot. Do I want to try the shotgun? Yeah, let's try the shotgun. I'm in the spirit of trying everything I possibly can. What else is there? Oh, mark gun. Huh. Fires a special poisonous enzyme, increasing the target's damage by 50%. Wait. It probably increases the damage they take. Oh, hi. Deep cut when using dagger-type weapons while dashing. Inflicts 1 plus 10% primary weapon damage. Enemies struck with this attack take an additional 20% damage. Huh.
Okay, people are asking, would you try lab meat if it was an option?
Absolutely.
Wander, yeah,
give me that shit.
He loves advocating.
I will eat the heck out of that.
For that. And by lab-grown meat, that's probably referring to the cloned variety, right?
Yep.
Where they're able to spin up muscle fibers and such.
Yeah, they effectively keep muscle fibers in a protein bath for however long it takes for it to, like, grow.
The thing is, with all the studies being done that show meat's link to cancer and heart disease, you would think that you would want to reduce your consumption of
Oh yeah,
meat
I'd still barely eat it
regardless.
comparatively, but, like, I gladly eat a lab-grown, like, steak over a real steak any day.
Because then at that point you're cutting out the... It really depends on how much time and how many resources are required in order to
The main thing
develop
is you don't have to
that.
keep a creature alive and healthy.
Well, also,
you just have
the
to
creatures
grow.
that are being slaughtered for meat are often not happy and healthy. I mean, they find that so many of them are experiencing so much stress during their short lives that translates to illnesses not only in themselves, but potentially carried on in the meat that you're eating. Because of hormones.
I'm curious, would it even really count as meat? I mean, I guess it would.
Would you call it animal-derived protein?
Yeah. Because, like... Oh, that guy. Okay, there we go. Because it's like... At what point does it stop being really an animal product if you're growing meat in a protein bath? You know, isn't that almost kind of plantish? I guess you have to, like, source it from
The weird
an
thing
animal
about it
first.
is a plant is a whole organism. And the meat blob that you'd be creating wouldn't be a whole organism
No,
because
it's true.
It's not part of a whole
Would
functioning...
it almost be more like a
entity.
fungus?
But the thing is... radish!
There's nowhere to run, lily creature. A corpse like you should return to the dirt to nourish us. Well, I'm dead. Holy
Oh.
shit.
Oh. I think the real thing is people look for interesting textures and spices and tastes. So yeah, experimenting with cooking has been fun. I was just reminded of, say, things like Soylent Green, though, and nutritional pills that you find in science fiction. It'd be so doleful to have to eat a singular thing all the time. And sure, it might be nutritionally fulfilling for your body, but there'd be no enjoyment in consuming something like that. And in Soylent's case, it'd be people.
Wow, this sucks. I'm going back home.
I think we've discussed this before. If you had to eat one thing for the rest of your life, what it would be. But I think we had generalized it to more of a particular dish type. And we had agreed that curry or pizza or something where you could have a variety of ingredients mixed into it would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you can have as many of the food groups represented as possible within a particular dish type, I suppose. What's your favorite fruit? And what's your favorite vegetable? What would you say?
That's a question. Well,
I would say for your favorite fruit, are you mango?
Yeah, probably.
I'm trying to guess. Wanda really likes mangoes.
I really like mangoes.
Also, what are the things that we've had with mango? I suppose you like the mango tea, mango lassis. You can use mango in savory dishes, and you can use it in fresh dishes. What would my favorite fruit be? That is a tough one. I like grapes a lot, but I can't have them because Carl doesn't like grapes.
I like grapes. It's just we get so many of them, and you kind of eat some of them, so I have to eat a bunch of grapes. And
yeah, the problem is they have to come fresh in those bags, and they mold a little too fast if you don't have them all at once. I find that green grapes are a little better at surviving than, say, the sweeter varieties like red or black grapes. I did like it when we had gotten raspberries or blackberries for a time. But no, there's something nice about grapes. I like having grapes and raisins on hand. Raisins are nice to have with nuts as kind of a trail mix. And vegetables.
What the hell happened to me?
I love too many vegetables to choose one. I suppose I really like onions.
I have undergone a transformation.
Oh, okay. What's become of you?
I don't know, but I'm...
It looks like you have a wreath of fire around your head.
I am Blender Man. Holy butts. Come here and let me chop you. Thank you. Boy.
Ah. What's your favorite vegetable?
Probably carrot.
You like carrots?
I like carrots.
I suppose with carrots you can have them raw. And you can also have them cooked. I would sometimes make Wander a kind of sauteed carrot where you have cinnamon and sugar with it too. So you can have a sweet carrot as well as savory carrots.
We should just do a dumb, like, Wanderbot Prime video where it's just, like, ranking our favorite
things.
Oh boy, howdy.
Yeah, potatoes are pretty versatile too. Starchy root vegetables. Root vegetables are really necessary for rotating crops and such. So you bring back nitrates to the soil. It's all good.
Okay. Ouch. Oh ho, you've got some moves, but that ends today. The 4 heavenly kings of produce is waiting to drag you back into the dirt.
Wait, the 4 heavenly kings of produce?
I suppose so.